Hi and welcome back to a new video with me. I am the guy who knits, knit guy, cool. I haven't been updating for a while and I thought that it is time for a new video. I think the last video I posted was in like the beginning of December. That's pretty bad because I was telling myself that I should make a video like at least every second week, and I haven't really lived up to that promise. And today I wanted to make a video that is a bit more chatty because I was thinking I need to catch up with all of you. Not because I think many have been waiting for my videos or something, but I feel like I just need to talk to you. And today I'm filming with my new stand that you can see here. And I am not fixed like at all. I haven't made my hair. I am wearing, sweatpants. I am, just my regular self. And I was thinking maybe that's a good thing because sometimes you tend to just see people, trying to be someone and trying to, appear to be perfect in every other way. And I feel like today I just want to be, I'm home alone. I am filming this video. I'm a bit tired and I was thinking, why not look like this? So today I wanted to make like a mishmash of like a knit and chat, but I don't have a project to knit on that is easy for me to knit while I'll talk. So I'll just make it talk and show what I've made through December and January this year. So I guess this is going to be a interesting thing to watch later on. So I am thinking that I should make this a bit more relaxed, so I won't edit a lot. So if I just say weird stuff and change my mind what I'm going to say, I'm just going to go with the flow. Because I am too lazy to edit the videos too much, because I know I tend to sit for hours to try to make them good and I rarely succeed very well. So I always tend to look back at the videos and say to myself, well, this could have been much better than it turned out. So I'm going to edit a bit, like when I take long pauses and I just, don't know what to say and I am like, oh my god, I need to edit this, so then I will edit it. But like in the whole of the video, I won't edit very much. And so if I am not speaking perfectly, if I'm making weird pauses, if I'm saying something that I shouldn't have said, then that's just it. So I am going to show you a bit of what I have done and I will tell you what I've been up to lately. So I have been dealing a bit with school. So I am, as you maybe know from my first video, or I don't remember if I was studying at the university when I did the first intro video. But anyways, I have been studying at the university from like August 2022 to until now, of course, and I tend to study a bit more before I drop out, so to say. No, you don't say drop out, you say that you, I don't know what it's called in English, but you know what I mean, like when I'm finished with my class, with my program that I'm studying. So I have been doing a lot of that. I have been, doing exams. I have been trying at least to study a bit, to read the books, the literature, gosh, that's a hard word to to say. And it hasn't been going too well for me. Like I am that kind of person, who has high standards for myself, but I rarely, or I do sometimes live up to them, but not very often. So I have been doing the exams and I have been doing everything that we are supposed to do to be examinated, and I haven't been happy with my results. So I am not very happy with how it's going with school, and I have been lazy. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I feel like I don't know where do I get my energy from? Because I feel like I just do what I do, but it's not going well, and it's just making me go deeper and deeper down in this dark hole, so to speak. And I feel like nothing has motivated me anymore. And so with YouTube, I guess, because I was so excited in the beginning and it was fun, and it's still fun, I guess, but I can't take the time and energy to do it. So today I was feeling like, okay, let's just do this. And no regrets. So I am actually happy to be standing here to talk to you guys. So yeah, that's where we are right now. And I have been dealing a lot with politics, and I have been knitting a lot for other people, because in December it was a lot for Christmas, and I will show you a bit more of those projects soon. And then I have been making like birthday presents and like orders that I got from family members and friends, and it's been a lot. So I haven't really had time to do anything else, especially not knit for myself. I don't think I made any knit for myself in like months now, and that feels sad because I have so much yarn to use, and I really want to use the yarn. So I'm trying to catch up now when I have finished most of the projects, or I have finished all of them for now. So I'm going to try to knit for myself a bit too. And I do have quite a lot of projects, laying around that I haven't finished yet. So I'm trying to do those first. So that's what I have been doing for the past 2 months. And now I am back on track, hopefully. So now let's move on to the things I've knit in December 2022 and January 2023. So the first item that I will show you is a hat. Oh my god. It's a hat that I knit for my father for Christmas, and it's in drops. I think it's Big Merino, and I don't have to say much about this yarn because I love their merino yarn. It's, I guess, the one of the best yarns to use if someone is sensitive to wool, which I don't think he is, but I wanted it to be soft on his head anyway. So it's in like this dark gray, and I think it's lovely. He wore it, I think, once so far, or maybe twice. When he was outside, it was snow, and he was getting rid of the snow on ground. I don't know what that's called in English. We have a word for it in Swedish, skotta. So you Swedish viewers know what I'm talking about. So then he used the hat, and I think he liked it very much, and it suits him very well, actually, because I was afraid that it was going to be either too small or too big, because I tend to have, quite of varying gauges, and so I think it turned out pretty well, because I saw him wearing it and it looked great. So that's one of the projects, and I did make a hat for my mother as well, but I didn't find it, so I don't know where she put it. I've never seen her wear it, which is kind of sad, because I bought Daily Yarn, which I was so, excited about trying to knit something up with, and she hasn't worn it yet. So worn it. Yeah. So that's kind of sad, I guess. But yeah, what can I say? I don't know where she put it. Maybe she threw it away. I don't know. I hope she didn't, because I was trying to it turned out to be way, way too big. Like I was making the bigger size. However, it turned out like way too big, and my gauge was like so off. I think I was supposed to have like 22 stitches on 10 centimeters, but I got 20. So you can imagine it went pretty bananas. So I don't know what she's done with the hat. I can't find it, but I guess it's hidden somewhere, like my socks that I made for her that she's never wearing in Drops Nord. But yeah, that's life, guys. So don't knit things for others because they won't wear it. No, just kidding. So that's what I made for my dad and for my mother. And yeah, it wasn't this type of hat for her, because I made like a stockinette hat, also drops pattern, and this is the drops pattern, by the way. I think it's called like the icebreaker hat or something. And I know some people have a problem with drops patterns because sometimes it's copied from like Petit Knit and so on, but I think they have nice patterns if you don't want to buy patterns from others, and they do have quite a wide selection of patterns, so I think that's good. So the next item that I knit is for my younger brother, and I made him a vest because I asked him for for Christmas, like, what do you wish for? I could knit you something if you want to. I've never knit anything for him, just for my parents, and like, I don't know, maybe my grandma both 1 and 2, so to speak. So I was thinking he could wish for something that I am going to knit. And so he did. He actually wished for a vest that I have myself. This gray vest that I think you've seen me in. I think I wore it just in the introduction video. So I knit him a similar one, but in another shade of gray. And I think it turned out pretty well, don't you think? I have to put it up like this. It's hard to see because I do have light that is not reflecting this very well. But I did a modification on this one. So it's supposed to be, you know, in the V shape here. It's supposed to be like overlapping, so you knit it back and forth, and then you overlap it here, so to speak. I hope you know what I mean. But this time I thought, I never tried it before, I wanted to make it, you know, you just decrease here. So you knit it in the round and then you decrease. And so I think it turned out pretty well, as you can see there. It's kind of, I think it's supposed to be that way because I've seen others the same, but it's, you know, wait, I should pull it apart a bit. So this is how it looks up close. And it's like letters in it, and I don't really appreciate that, but well, I don't have much to do now. I tried to, you know, pull a bit when I was doing the decreases, but it obviously didn't work very well. So yeah, that's the vest I made for him. And I actually took the time, or what do you call it? Well, I used a timer to see how much time it took to knit this guy. And well, I am not always the fastest knitter on earth, so it took me, listen to this, 52 hours to knit. And maybe that's not very time consuming, but I think that when I tell people that it takes, you know, 52 hours to make a vest, I don't think people understand how much 52 hours is, because imagine what you could do with that time. Like, sure, you could just split it on like a few days and say, oh, you just made like, I don't know how much, 5 days, but that's not really how we work, because we do have a life and we do need to eat, sleep, and other things that we like to do. So I think that's kind of sad, but he appreciated it very much. He wore it immediately and he likes it, and I'm very happy he likes it, because that makes it feel like it was worth it. It was worth to knit it for 52 hours. So it's also a drops pattern that is free, of course, like all of their patterns. I try to have it this way so that you can see sort of the pattern here, and I think it's a very nice pattern. It's a drops retro pattern, so it requires a lot of yarn, I almost said, but it doesn't really. It's a bit oversized, maybe that's obvious if you look at it this way, because it's quite wide down here, as you can see. It's almost like as wide as my shoulders, which is kind of funny. So I guess it's a bit of oversized, and I think it's like that with a lot of their retro patterns, but that's what I like about them. And it's, you know, this cool retro pattern here, so that's nice. So that's what I made for my brother, and I finished it in January. Started in like probably early December, and also I must say that I frogged it once, like totally, because I was so disappointed. I made it way too loose. I don't know what's happening to my gauge, because I always tend to knit too tightly. But obviously this time I knit it too loose, which disappointed me so much. And I think I was going to begin with the like shaping of the neck or the shoulder. I don't know what you call this part, but yeah. And I had gone so far with the vest, and then I just had to frog it because I was so disappointed. And I was thinking, if I should, put this much time in a project, I will do it good. So I just frogged it. And that doesn't count in the time of 52 hours I have to add. So that's kind of sad. So I think I spent much more time than 52 hours if I count that too. So let's move on to the next finished object. So the next thing that I have knit is a petite knit pattern, and you might guess what it is because I have been talking about it. I believe I was going to make it for a friend, and it's a zipper sweater man, which I made in Drops Nepal and Drops Kid Silk Mohair. And let's just say that I didn't do the neck very good. I was going to, or I did it as it was supposed to be in the pattern. So I don't know if you're familiar with the pattern, but you start by making Judy's Magical Cast On, I think it's called. So you have, a beginning on each end of the project. So you knit one end and then you just decrease, or you just knit them together. Oh, never mind. And so that's what you do with the neckline, and it turned out way too loose. I had done quite a bit on the sweater before I realized that it was, he couldn't wear it, my friend. It would look horrible. So I just thought, well, let's try to make this good. So I tried to somehow, reverse this. So I removed this part, like the neck. I don't know how I did it successfully. Like, it was so weird because, you're going to knit in a direction which is not like the direction you knitted from the beginning, if you know what I mean. And that kind of made it a bit weird because it was way too loose. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Please comment if you know. But as you can see here, it's so uneven. Like, it looks like they're almost twisted, the stitches. And this is just 1 by 1 rib, and I have no idea what I've done wrong. So it's knit back and forth. Maybe that's why, I do it irregular. But yeah, it looks like this. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's kind of sad because it's not supposed to be this ugly. Because if you look at this, and by the way, I have the loose end here, so don't worry, it's not completely finished. But like, if you look at the color here, no, it's not color, but the handcuffs, no, not handcuffs. Never mind. The rib here for the arm. You can see that it's much better. It's very even and it's good looking and it's nice. I'm very happy with that. That's not really the case with this, so I don't know. And also, I've done a zipper sweater before for myself, and I tend to make the edges here very loose knit. So as you can see, it's kind of, or maybe you can't, but it's very loose. And that also makes it like this. So when I am using the zipper, they always get stuck here. And I don't know, because you are supposed to sew the zipper itself very close to the edges, but as you can see, that's not very good in this case because it's getting stuck in there and it's just getting worse and worse for each time that I am doing it. So I don't know, I hope I can fix that before he gets the sweater, because that's not good at all. But overall, I think I'm happy with the result. It looks decent. I wore it myself. It's a bit too small because it's smaller than me. But I think it's good. I think it's good. So I like this sweater. It's very, it's easy to knit, and it's, you get a very nice result, and you feel like you have accomplished something, which you of course have. But I have my thoughts on it as well, because like on my efforts on it, because I am knitting very uneven. So maybe, I don't think you can see it, but there's like a border here where I have knit very loose here when you knit back and forth, and very much tighter on the arm where I knit in the round. So that's kind of what I don't like about my effort on this guy, but overall I like it. So a zipper sweater for my friend. Woohoo! What could go wrong with that? And the last thing that I knit is a order from my older brother, who ordered a huge scarf. And it's supposed to be, I think you also have seen this on my Instagram if you follow me there, such as some of these projects that I just show you. So this guy is supposed to be, in a loop sort of, so it's going to be connected on each end, so it's not going to be like a regular scarf. It's about 30 centimeters wide, it's knit in brioche, and It's not a pattern. I just came up with this myself because he said, "Oh, I want like a huge scarf that I could just, throw around myself and be cozy." So this is what I did. It's not this short. It's folded, of course. It is about 2 meters. So I can show you it all in this. Maybe I could, stand over here, show you. This is how long it is. And it's supposed to be, as I said, around your neck, just like a loop. And I am going to try to show you. Okay, never mind. So I haven't weaved in the threads yet. But as you can see, it's pretty big. I could just, I could just throw it around myself like this. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to look kind of like this. So, well. And this is very thick, and it's made from Drops Charisma and a regular black color, like their black color. So I think it's cozy, and what I like about Drops Charisma is that it's not very itchy. Like it feels very woolly, but it's not very itchy. So that's nice, I guess. It's a good quality with it, and it's super wash, of course. So I think that it took quite a reasonable amount of time. It took a bit longer maybe than I thought though. Because what you do when you knit brioche is that you have to do 2 rows in order to make one, because one stitch you slip and one stitch you knit, so to speak. So you do like a yarn over, and then you slip the stitch, and then you knit the other one. So it's like it's knitted double, so to speak, which makes this very nice and defined fabric. That's what I made for him, or he ordered for me. So I'm just going to sew it together, and then I am going to weave in the threads, which are a bit to do. And I really think that's the worst thing about knitting. You have to weave in the ends. I think some of you are with me. So yeah, it's very cozy. Oh, why did he ask me to make it a loop? Because this feels rather good. Well, he won't be cold for the end of the winter, I can tell you that. So yeah, I think that's everything I knitted. I have it all in my bed here, so if you're wondering why I'm looking over here, it's because of that. So yeah, that's everything I knit. I did knit a hat for my other older brother as well, because it was Christmas, obviously. So yeah, I made it with I think it was Drops Extra Fine Merino wool. Yeah, Merino Extra Fine, and I used a 3 drops pattern for that one as well, because it's very nice. It's like these, not braids, what do you call them? I always lose the word when I'm thinking about it. What do you call them? Not braids. Yeah, never mind. And so now I am working on a project that I have shared with you. So I am knitting a sweater, and I am knitting, oh my goodness. Yeah, like that. I am knitting the, what do you call them? Not the arms, but yeah, I think you get it right now. So I have done not collar. What do you call them? The calves. The ribbing. And I have knit like maybe 3-4 centimeters of these nice patterns, like that. So I think it's going to turn out quite good. I am though a bit disappointed. Also something that you could help me with. I do have, you make these, whatever, I never remember the word. And then you are making pearls in between. And they often tend to stretch out a bit, as you can see. And I don't know why, because I try to knit tightly so that doesn't occur, but it does anyway. Like, look between these two. Like, that's horrible. Because it's a pearl in between there, and it never turns out good. And also it's the same when I do this. Like, can you see the knit stitches here? they are kind of loose. That kind of bothers me. And it's also the same with the pearl stitches here. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But yeah, I guess that's just life. So that's what I'm knitting on right now. I'm trying to finish the sweater. I think it's called something with island. I don't remember, but it's a free drops pattern, of course. So I have all of these, not diagrams, that's in Swedish, but all of these pictures of, you know, how to knit the sweater. I don't have a picture of it. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing right now. And also, if you are following me on Instagram, you have seen that I wind up some yarn, like some crazy beautiful yarn. So this first one is from, like, I was at like an event with different kind of crafting things. It was everything between knitting, sewing, and that kind of area, and I bought some yarn there. So this is a very thin yarn, as you can see. I think I even dare to say that it's much thinner than it looks. Let's see if I can get it to focus and my camera not to shake too much. Yeah, never mind. I'm filming with my front camera, so maybe that's, or like the face camera, so maybe that's why it doesn't focus very well. Anyway, I think you can see it. It's very nice. I love the colors in this. Like, I absolutely love it. And I am thinking about like knitting it double so that I can make like socks or something, because it's, I believe it is 600 meters on 100 grams, and that's quite thin, isn't it? So that would be 300 meters on like a regular skein. And yeah, so it's 100% wool. It's hand dyed, as you might imagine, and it's, oh, I love it. It's like shimmery as well. It's very shiny. You could think that it's silk in it, but it's not actually. And speaking of which, I have another yarn here that I wound up, made a very small excuse me, gauge swatch, and then I just, you know, wrapped it around. So that's why it looks like this. And this one actually contains a bit of silk. I don't remember if it's like 25%. I believe it is. It's so good looking. I love the colors in this too. Like, it's way darker than it seems on the camera because I have the light on here. So it's very nice, and it's super shiny and so soft. I love it. I love it. So I think I'm going to knit a pair of socks with this one, with a pattern that I bought on, I think it was Etsy. Like, I bought one pattern from there, and that's the sock pattern that I'm going to knit. I am a bit worried though, because I think the gauge for this one is, I think I got like 26 stitches on 10 centimeters, and I need 32, so that's a problem, right? I could use smaller needles, but I don't think I will fit in 6 more stitches in there with this yarn, because it's 266 meters ish on 100 grams skein. But and the pattern calls for, like, I think it was 300 to 400 meters per 100 grams, so that's a bit problematic. But yeah, we'll see. I might have to knit this one very tight, and I think that's not a worrying thing with a sock. Like, sometimes it's good to be a bit, you know, tighter. So yeah, these goodies I have been winding up. I love it. I really do. So I think that's all for this video. I feel like it turned out a bit longer than I was thinking that it should be. I think this is so cozy because it's so cold in my room. So I think I'm aware of this today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I will post a bit more regularly now, from now on, because I do have some things to share with you. And I will make like these kinds of videos where I just show you what I'm knitted and what I'm doing right now, and talk about what's happening in my life right now, so that you can stay updated, so you don't think that I just hate doing YouTube now. And yeah, I really want to try this out and make it work, so to speak. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.